James Wicks of both Studio Cell and Tonari Animation, former animator might I add, has since used his credentials as a former animator to scam VTubers and other content creators out of thousands of dollars. He has since been exposed and has run away, deleting his Twitter account, disappearing from the internet, and blocking the lawyers who are trying to get in touch with him to pursue him because he broke the law. He committed fraud and he is being pursued and he is trying to get away with it. I'm assuming you want receipts? Let's get into the details. So, subscribers to this channel will know when I covered that Bao had been scammed out of thousands of dollars. However, at that time, she had chosen to censor the name of the person who scammed her. I'm assuming there were legal reasons for doing so. But since then, she has given us an update. 10 plus quote stuck bank transfers later, I've received nothing. You promised you'd pay me back and that you weren't stringing me along. You kicked my staff out of all of our group chats anytime we tried to negotiate with you. You blocked my lawyer. Where is our money? Says Bao. In my opinion, justifiably pissed. And Bao is not the only one furious with this man, as is Vienna, who gives us some context. James Wicks is someone who was employed by a legitimate animation studio and had worked to complete legitimate projects before, both under Tonari and Studio Cell, his new project. Studio Cell, unfortunately, went under due to many of his employees not being paid on time or at all. Vienna's project in particular was cancelled due to everyone leaving the studio. With all this going on, he still tried to convince others he could take on more work and continue to gather more animators and more clients, making many pay up front. That is how everyone got here. I will let the other girls tell their side and explain more, but what he did was not right at all. The girls are asking for their refunds not due to an issue of quality of work, but that it was physically impossible. His studio fell apart. No one was getting paid, he won't refund anyone, and never even got started. Where did the money go? Saruei chiming in. I paid approximately $23,000 for my 2.0 lore video while he, on the other hand, only allocated $10,000 to the team for the provided funds. The incompetence and lack of professionalism displayed by this person resulted in the rest of the team not receiving their payments. Despite this setback, I took it upon myself to ensure everyone else was paid promptly, as the animators and artists couldn't afford to wait to cover their expenses. At present, I'm waiting the return of my $13,000 with hopes of receiving it by this Wednesday. It is crucial to note that the abysmal management of this project, combined with the constant delays caused by this individual, forced me to shoulder the responsibilities of an art director for the animation video I paid for. I had to put in immense effort and make numerous sacrifices to make ends meet. To add insult to injury, he shamelessly utilized my work to promote his animation studio to other clients. She then goes on to display a screenshot of all the time she has paid this man. She then goes on to show this tweet explaining how the layout and key animation of her project works. Another VTuber, Captain Hannah, describes her interaction with James as follows. Back in March, I worked with Studio Cell for my lore video. I was promised a 1.5-minute video for this amount. I pulled out of the project after I heard from the other ladies that he's not who he said he was. He's a compulsive liar, a thief, and a spineless, despicable worm. As you see in photo 3, he tries to buy his time until PayPal cannot protect me anymore, but I wasn't letting that happen. The only reason I got my refund back was I was lucky enough to be warned by everyone that there was no lore video going to be delivered to me. I let him know that his time was up and my patience had been consumed, and so I was still in time frame of PayPal to start a dispute. You deleted your DMs, but I still have them. So I ask you as well, James, where's their money? She then goes on to show how she got refunded for the work she paid for Studio Cell. She then goes on to show his Discord, James AR, And then she goes on to post a screenshot of a chat she had with him. She then goes on to post this screenshot where James tried to buy time and wait for the PayPal transaction to go past the expiration date of when it can be disputed, constantly saying, oh yeah, I've got the refund, it's going through, it just hasn't cleared. But of course, he never actually went through with the refund. So as you can see, a compulsive liar who will tell you he's going to refund you just long enough to permanently scam you out of your money. Another Twitter user posting a screenshot of his profile before he deleted it, and it is this screenshot that confirms that the username James Studio Cell is associated with the name James Wicks. This screenshot here shows James operating under the banner of Tonari Animation along with other Tonari Animation animators, and shows a now since expired Twitch stream to which they all get together and play Gartic Phone. And it is this image that confirms what everyone is saying, that James was actually a legitimate animator who worked for a legitimate animation company, which explains how he had the credibility to get all of these high-profile projects. And it's really easy to understand why people would trust James, because he's worked for a studio that has worked on Blue Lock, My Hero, One Piece, a lot of huge recognizable anime, and his association to this huge studio just gives him a ton of credibility. Just out of curiosity, I did go to the Tonari Animation page just to see if I could find the stream, just because I was curious what he sounded like and what his personality was, but as you can see, no videos found. I genuinely cannot express in words the disgust I feel for this scumbag to knowingly defraud multiple content creators out of thousands of dollars with zero intention of actually completing the projects. So many people who got scammed by this guy all came together collectively all at once to shove out a ton of information to really expose who this guy was and what a fuckhead he was. And what this does is it lends credibility, so it's not just Bao's word against James, because this isn't just a he said, she said. This is a he said nothing because he ran away, and then she said, here's some screenshots. Now that is all the information I have about James Wicks. However, I do want to leave all of you watching with one final piece of advice. The PayPal Resolution Center gives you 180 days to dispute a transaction. So if you're hiring someone for a large project, don't let them drag the project out past 180 days, because then you can't dispute it and you can't get a refund if you get screwed over. That is all the information I have for you all. My heart genuinely goes out to Bao, Vienna, and everybody else who was scammed by this asshole. Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below.